Hey. Yeah, you. Come here. Closer. Are you dying a lot in Hunt Showdown? Are the two taps starting to haunt you in your sleep? Or is the sound of a shotgun blast making your chili ring pucker harder than the Virgin Mary's Jesus hole? Well, I have some tips that may not help you become a quickscoping PvP god. You're still going to be the first one to die in every fight, but when you're spectating your friends, yelling at them to come pick you up, you're going to be the most knowledgeable backseat gamer your friends could have ever asked for.
Hey, you want to see something cool?
Yeah, I like seeing things that are cool. That is really cool. I'll show you something that's cool. Alright, let's say that there's somebody down there below the window. If you turn your camera to the left or right a little bit. Bang, 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 they're dead.
If you didn't catch that, I just showed this guy one of the most broken mechanics in the entire game. It's so broken, it'll bring Crytek to their knees.
God damn you all to hell!
It will force them to nerf the laws of aerodynamics in Hunt Showdown for the rest of eternity. Don't believe me? Watch this clip. If this guy wasn't hacking out of his mind, I would have killed him and most likely single-handedly killed his teammates and the rest of the server. Let's take a look at another clip.
And the developers are very good at making content for this game, not gonna lie, it's pretty bad.
Never mind my teammates bitching and moaning about Hunt in the background. This is during the first act of the Crow Flies event, and we were all pretty salty about some of the details surrounding the event. And don't let this distract you from what's actually happening on screen. Notice that I jumped up into the window in order to get a better angle on this poor unsuspecting victim. Notice the look of confusion on my victim's face. He has no idea where these bullets are raining at him from. He has no idea where death is about to sprout out of. Never mind the fact that the pipe is totally cock-blocking me. He would have died in that moment. But let's keep watching.
I do like this game.
Hey,
One
there's
guy right outside here.
Out there, yeah. What the fuck?
He's right outside the crank.
I jump on him and push him.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, I got him. I got him.
That's all of them.
Proof is in the pudding. This guy clearly had no idea what hit him. He was probably like, wow, that guy's insane. He broke the game. He ripped a portal into another dimension of Hunt. Crytek needs to ban this guy. Alright, so maybe that's not entirely true. It's not a broken mechanic, and it doesn't take long for you to realize that you can side jump up onto things in Hunt. Although I will say, once I realized that I could skip vaulting and how to do it, I found myself doing it all the time, and I have found a few things that this is useful for. Oh yeah, and spoiler alert, not everything in this video is useless. Sorry for the clickbait. So, when you're facing an object that is considered vaultable, your hunter will initiate a vault animation if you move towards that obstacle and then jump. So, if you don't want to get stuck in the vault animation, all you have to do is either A, jump and then move towards it, or B, turn your camera so that the game doesn't consider you to be facing that object. So in order to jump through a window at a full sprint, angle your character to the side so that the game doesn't register you facing it, and it will skip the vault. In order to jump onto or over a fence or another obstacle that's low enough, turn your character to the side. You can turn them all the way to a 90-degree angle and just side jump onto the obstacle. You can face backwards and jump over the obstacle or onto it, given that it's low enough. But even just angling a little to the left or right should do. I'd also like to point out that this also works on windows with the blinders closed because the vault won't initiate. But you can time it with a melee to keep the speed. And this also works on some windows that are too small for you to fit through unless you're crouching, so you're gonna have to finagle a jump crouch. But there are some windows that are just too small for you to fit through. This is great for getting over obstacles while reloading and not interrupting your reload. This is great for flying through windows, as you've seen in the clips. Although when you're midair, you can't aim for shit and bullets will just fly wherever they feel like. And also this is good for getting an angle on somebody that's below a window outside somewhere when you can't really see them from the inside. Just be careful you don't get shot in the face. First time killing a horse? 100th time killing a horse.
Go back to France, hairy ladies.
You gotta love the community hub for this game. It are a maze. I'm sure you've noticed the disease plaguing the countryside in swamplands of Hunt. And I'm not talking about the zombies. No? Really? You don't know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about those slimy horses scattered all over Stillwater and Lawson Delta. Every time you're out on a casual stroll through the bayou with the boys, one of those filthy beasts jumps at you.
Just run past him. Don't look him in the eye.
And in case you don't speak horse, they're begging you for money.
Got any change?
No, I don't have any change. You smell bad. They're always screaming about how they're victims or war heroes or their legs are broken. They can't get up. Begging you for your money when all they are filthy vagrants and they just want your hard-earned Hunt dollars so they can go to the saloon and waste it on whiskey shots and bar wenches. Well, it all comes down to us doing what we have to do to get rid of the homeless problem in our country. And what do we have to do, you might be asking? Well,
Hey, buddy.
what do you do when you see a homeless person in real life?
Can I get a buck, mister?
Punch them in the face.
No!
The point of this isn't to tell you to punch horses in the face to shut them up. Everybody knows that. But I still see some players who hear a horse scream from way off and think it's an enemy hunter. Turns out, horses sometimes make sounds when they're pretty far away, even though nobody's alerted them. Here's some examples. Did you hear that? Here, I'll play it again. And here's another example just to show you that I'm not crazy.
Why the fuck are you crying?
I know what you're thinking, but you're the one that clicked on the video titled Useless Hunt Tips, so don't complain to me. So Crytek has finally realized that their players are not a bunch of morons that don't know what windows and doors look like. They've actually added the ability for you to remove the flashing windows and doors from your UI. I don't know about you, but that cartoon bullshit's gotten in the way for me more times than I can count. But that's not all. They've actually added the ability to turn off all highlighted objects in your HUD. So that means ammo boxes, health packs, collectibles, and even your teammate outline. They've also made some other improvements to the HUD. Did you notice that now you actually have a counter on your map screen for how many blood bonds and hunt dollars you've received during the match? To remove the flashing objects in your HUD, go on over to your options menu, go to HUD, scroll on down to where it says highlight interactable objects, set that to none or set that to exclude doors and windows if that's what you prefer. It'll highlight ammo boxes and health packs when you can use them, but it will also highlight teammates. So if you want your teammate outlines to be off, then set it to none. The indicator opacity option up here actually dictates just how visible the dots above your teammates' heads are. I would leave that alone. There's actually a built-in mechanic where the closer the dots are to your crosshair, the more they will fade out until they're almost invisible. Note that this does not affect the death icon above your teammates' dead bodies. There's no way to actually turn that off unless you go through the Steam launch options, but I'm not going to cover that because Psycho Ghost already did in his hardcore mode video. Just know that the skull will fade out, but it will not completely disappear unless you turn your entire HUD off.
Oh, I wish you would let me rub those feet. Of course, I wouldn't use my hands. Oh. I think Victoria just told me her secret.
All you wee little bounty hunters out there, go ahead and banish the boss. And when you're setting up, preparing to defend your bounty, you like to place down your little alert trip mines around the red barrels, place down your concertina mines and your bear traps, and hunker down into a corner with your shotguns, and you get to feel real safe in there. But you guys always forget one key thing. Just because you're inside under a roof doesn't mean that God can't see what you're doing in there.
God is watching everything you do. When you get undressed or take a shower, when you touch yourself for hour after hour, God is watching everything you do. And he thinks you're a nasty, naughty, nympho slut.
If you don't want peeping Toms peeking at you through the windows in your boss lair watching whatever the hell it is you and your partners are doing to each other in there, all you gotta do is walk up, smash the window, and hit F. It's that simple. And you can bet your ass that if I see those open windows, I am chucking a frag grenade through it. It's incredible to me how many people like to have frag grenades thrown at them.
I want to die.
So for your protection and anyone's eyes who might happen to look in, just close the window. Ain't no frag nades coming through those blinders. Alright, so the next few tips, I'm just gonna kind of spit them out there because they really just have to do with mobs or the bosses. And I kind of want this video not to be that long, but also to have more than just a few tips in it. So I'm just gonna kind of group it all together into one. Starting off with zombies, whenever I get a zombie aggro to me and I'm doing something where I can't punch them or knife them, like say I'm reloading, you can kind of do a little dance with them and dodge one of their attacks to avoid getting hit. But watch out for the ones that have the follow-up attack because you're most likely gonna be taking that second hit on the chin. The next tip has to do with dogs, and it's definitely proven to be an inconsistent one whenever I test it out. But for the most part, I just want to kind of go over how I deal with dog packs when I'm solo, and I want to be quiet. If a pack of dogs notices you and they start growling, pull a knife out and get ready to catch them while they're charging you. If you run at them while they're growling and you catch one of them before they even start running at you, chances are they're just gonna lunge at you. But even whenever you're dealing with a 4-pack, if you catch them mid-sprint, with a little bit of accuracy, timing, and luck in just how they end up charging you, and also with some practice getting this down, you can kill the whole pack by yourself, because you can actually stab all 4 of them before you run out of stamina. Also, if you find yourself near something like a fence or any other kind of obstacle like that, they'll kind of single file right into you, making it a lot easier to kill all 4 of them without any sweat at all. I don't know why, but for the longest time, I was under the impression that you couldn't sticky bomb and bomb lance the assassin. Yeah, you cannot sticky bomb him, at least not in any way that I've found so far, and I'm still experimenting. But you can bomb lance him, and I don't mean by melee, I mean with the harpoon. If he's on the wall, you can bomb lance him, and I have been able to do it whenever he pops up to attack you or greet you the first time you enter the boss lair. Try to hit him right when he pops up and right in the chest, so that whenever the harpoon hits him, he gets stunned and has just enough time for that bomb to explode and do max amount of damage. And last but not least, make sure to dick punch every single immolator you see. Yes, it's an extra punch that you have to throw out there, but it's worth it in the long run. I'm sure that you can agree with me. Alright, so this video is called Useless Hunt Tips, and I would venture to bet that a lot of people know most of these tips. I would even say that veterans know all of them, but if you're a newer player and you found this, I really hope that you have learned something. And since you've made it this far into the video, I'll give you this. But note that this is not an original tip. I know that I joked around earlier about the vault skipping being broken, and it's not. However, this next tip is definitely broken. In fact, I would consider it an exploit, and I'm not sure if Crytek can really fix this, or if they can, how long it would be before they do. I'm sure you've walked around the bayou and Hunt and seen a zombie or two pop in. It happens to me all the time. Well, you can actually use this to your advantage. Zombies only spawn where there have been hunters within a certain radius, and they'll remain there until somebody kills them once they've spawned in.
There's people
Well, if you
over
take
there.
a look and you see zombies quite a ways off, let's say at the beginning of the match, you look at the next compound over to you and you know that nobody has been there before, and you see zombies. Well, you can be assured that people are over there. I'm using the spyglass, Kelly. We are now going to win every match.
Actually, the spyglass might be good just for seeing like the zombie spawns.
That's exactly why I brought it, and there's people over there. And I know that I've seen this in other YouTube videos, but I just don't see this used all that often. In fact, ever. But it's netted me so many kills, and it's so broken, and really has just heightened my awareness of the map and where people are. And really hasn't let me down yet. And now that I say this, most likely somebody else is going to use it and kill me with it. That about wraps up this video. I had a few more tips that I wanted to throw in here, but I didn't want to make the video too long. This video took me a long time to make, so I might not make another one for a while unless a lot of people request it or something like that. And if you liked it, I really appreciate if you let me know by liking it, or if you hated it, also be totally honest and let me know. Throw a like and a comment on it, or a dislike, however you want to do that. But it took me a really long time to make this, and I intend on making more hunt videos, so I'd really appreciate the feedback. I do have a couple ideas for some videos coming up, and I really enjoy making these kind of things. My organizational skills are so bad that you don't want to know how long this took me. So it might be a while before another tips video ever comes out. Who knows? Anyways, you see me in game, my name is Blackworm. Holla at ya, boy.
Holla at
And if you liked the video, please let me know by giving it a like and subscribe for more Hunt content to come and also some other gaming goodies. I also stream on Twitch and here on YouTube. Go ahead on over to my Twitch. The link is in the description. Sometimes I get around to streaming. I'm working on a more consistent schedule for that. So consider giving me a follow and tuning in on my next stream. And with all of that out of the way, I'll see you in the bayou.